Stella.
Yate, everyone. I'm so proud of all of you for coming together as a community, as my relatives, and looking at one another. No matter how our skin color may look, we have a great family here today. And I wrote myself a little speech, and I'm not as eloquent and as fierce as Melanie, but I'm going to do my best. So I'm trying not to become overwhelmed, but this is a very emotional day for me. Just seeing all of you here today, it brings great joy to my heart. I am Yate Shea Stella Martin Yanishia. Stella Martin Johnson Yanishia. Kia Ani Nessus just got the bushes chi touching a dashiche adok loge a dashanala. Akut ego balashka initially. I am Stella, a Danette transgender woman, a human being wondering why this place is so harmful, why continual violence is being committed toward my homeless relatives and lesbian, gay, bi, and transgender family. I'm here because we need immediate change. We need accountability. I'm here because I'm a product of this town and this county. My father and brothers and myself plagued by alcoholism. My brothers both roam these streets, seeking fulfillment to fill the darkness in their souls. One lost his leg last year while passed out from alcohol on these very tracks not too far from here. The other is spiraling. They have slept along the portico during extreme conditions, from harsh winters to baking summers. We try and help, but my mother is the most affected. Our matriarch, our continual anchor in this deafening situation. Her children suffer, but she continues to try and help. And she's actually with us today, marching with us. My grandmother instilled in her, as she has instilled in me, that we are all human beings. We cannot look away anymore and dismiss our suffering relatives. We cannot look away from our own broken selves. It is not our fault, but we can change it. Compassion and reality is what brings me to this moment. The racism and violence of Gallup is costing human lives. Violence and racism saturates this town. It dehumanizes us to where we become invisible. It takes our culture and exploits it. Money is not what non-native business owners of this city seek. That is what they only want. We as natives have become expendable and a nuisance to their gentrified existence. In this past year, gates were built to separate our homeless relatives in a place that makes them the problem. Many of our homeless relatives walk hours on end, hungry and broken, while its city officials wonder why the hell we are the way we are and how to resolve us, the problem. We are the condition of racism. So many years have passed and we are still being exterminated. Over 170 Native relatives have died unnaturally in the past 3 years, and liquor still saturates these streets. It is no longer an Indian problem. It's a people problem. We all need to work harder and honestly with no fear. We need to call in our officials and hold them accountable for the lack of humanity displayed. We cannot allow white supremacy to eliminate us anymore. We are intelligent and conscious people. Let us use this enlightenment to create real change. In partnership with the Red Nation Coalition, we are able to have a voice today. And we as Indigenous citizens ask the City of Gallup, the Dene and Ashui Nation to come forth. This is our initiative as a group. We demand responsive, humane, and dignified treatment of our Native relatives in Gallup. To accomplish this, we call for an ethical investigation of the Gallup Detox Center to be jointly undertaken by the City of Gallup and the Navajo Nation. The abolition of criminalization and racial discrimination of Native people, especially our poor, homeless, and LGBTQ relatives. To accomplish this, we call for the repealing of all anti-homeless, anti-poor laws, and discriminatory practices. We demand an end to the aggressive panhandling ordinance in Gallup and the forceful use of the New Mexico Detoxification Act to harass Native people and excessively place them in protective custody. The abolition of economic and cultural exploitation of Native people, as you can see across the street, that's what they're doing precisely right now. We demand the investigation of predatory pawn, lending, and car dealerships in Gallup. Encouraging and securing Native leadership in political structures and encouraging and promoting Native-owned businesses in this city. And the enforcement and examination of the state of New Mexico, McKinley County Commissioners, and City of Gallup regarding the laws regulating and limiting liquor licenses that otherwise profit from the deaths of us as Native people. These are our initiatives. We are surviving my Native relatives. We are silent no more. We have a voice to protect ourselves and to heal deep wounds history has inflicted upon our souls. This city cannot take away another Native life. Gallup and border towns will not look away anymore. Thank you all for being here. Yahatma.